In this video, we're going to be replacing the wheel sill on a Freightliner Cascadia. We are doing the drive axles. This one was already leaking from the sill right here. So we're going to be showing you, we have here the new sill. This is the one we're going to be replacing. We already removed the brakes, the tire, as you can tell. Make sure you shock your tires before you start doing the job. So once you remove everything, if you need to see a video how to remove the brakes, I'll leave the video on the description. So we're gonna start by removing these nuts right here. It's 8 of them. It takes a 15-16 socket. So once you remove those bolts, just remove this shaft. Some oil is gonna come out. And here you have the nuts. So we're gonna be removing those too. So we're gonna be removing this security nut right here. As you can see, it has some clips. So we're gonna be using this socket. This is the model number, just in case you want to buy one. I'll try to leave the link in the description. And this is a 4-inch. It's a 6-point socket, and we're gonna be using this breaker bar. It's 3/4. So to remove this security nut, you have to press the socket all the way in so you can release the security clips. So right there is coming out. So there it goes, it's off now. So now you have the bearing in there. So we're gonna pull that one out too. There it goes. Just move the hub and the bearing should come out. To remove the hub, just hit it with a hammer on the studs, like that. So the hub is out now. Just drain the oil. And inside it comes with a spacer. So the spacer, this is the way it was in. The smaller side goes in this way. So to remove the bearing and the sill, we're gonna be hitting it from this side using this bar right here. You can use whatever you want to hit it. So the bearing that's in here, it looks like something like this, and this little piece right here is where you hit it. That's where we're gonna be hitting it, so that something like that. That's where we're gonna be hitting it, so that the wheel sill comes out. So the reason you want to hit just the sides, that side right there, is so you won't damage the bearing, the cage on the bearing, and you don't want to damage your bearings. So this is the way it should look, something like this. That's where you hit it. As you can see, we're just gonna hit it with this hammer. it goes. The bearing and the wheel seal came off. There it goes. It's pretty easy. So these are my bearings. As you can see, they're not they're still good. The finish on the bearing still looks good. In case your bearings look kind of yellowish or scratched or pitted, you should think about replacing those. But in this case, they look good, so I'm gonna keep the same ones. So we're gonna clean all the bearings and all the parts using gasoline. So just make sure you clean everything really good. If you want to use gas or whatever liquid you want to use, just make sure it's clean. So make sure you clean out the hub, the inside of the hub. And we're also going to be cleaning the shaft right here. So right here, the shaft, it has this type of gasket. So just remove it. So we're going to be removing this part of the wheel seal. This is the new seal. It comes with it right here. This is the one we're going to be removing. So to remove that one, we're going to be using this hammer. And we're going to be using that type of foot curl. As you can see, it started to come off. So it's off now. We're gonna be sanding this part right here. When you're hitting it to take it off, make sure you don't hit it where it's gonna damage this part right here. As you can see, we did a little damage right here, but that's not a lot. We're also gonna be cleaning this piece right here. This is where the gasket goes on the outside. We're gonna be using this type of sandpaper. Just make sure you clean everything, remove all the old parts from the old gasket. So now we have everything clean. Now we're going to put in the new seal. This is the seal we're going to be using, SKF, and this is the part number, and this is the tool that we're going to be using to put in the new wheel seal. That's the part number. We're gonna put some oil in the bearings. So we're gonna put some silicone around the wheel sill in this part right here. This is optional. We use silicone because it goes in smoother and we have better chances of the oil not leaking. So that's up to you if you want to put it. If you want to put some silicone, you don't have to put a lot, just a little bit. So you just put in the wheel sill, just align it a little bit. As you can see, it started to go in, and now you just gotta hit it with a hammer just to get it all the way in. So the sill is all the way in now. So now we're gonna put in some silicone around the sill on this side, just a thin layer. This is optional too, if you want to put it or just leave it how it was. We like putting silicone around just so no oil leaks. We also put silicone around this edge right here, just a thin layer too. So now just bring in the hub. So now we're gonna put in this piece right here. Make sure you put it in first. The smaller side, it goes facing out. So that one is in. Now we're gonna bring in the bearing. We're gonna put in some oil just to lubricate it. And it goes in like that, facing this way. So now we're gonna bring in the security nut. As you can see, it has this little edge right here, and it goes in. Make sure you align it to that piece right there. And on the nut, it has these clips. Make sure they're still good. Make sure the clips are still locking in. Those right there, and it has another one on the other side. Make sure they lock. If they don't, you want to get a new one. So when you start putting in the nut, do it with your hand only, so you can go in straight. Once it went in, you can start using your breaker bar or your ratchet. So first, you have to tighten the lug nut all the way in so that the hub goes in all the way, so you're gonna feel it a little hard. And then unloosen it a little bit, so that the hub turns easily. So as you can see, the clips locked in place, the one on the bottom too. You can see the little clip right there. The hub turns easily. It has to turn like that. If you leave it hard, you gotta unloosen the lug nut and leave it like, make sure the hub turns easily. And also make sure it doesn't have play. As you can see, that one doesn't have any play. If you can hear the hub making a sound like it's loose, or if the hub goes up and down, you still gotta tighten it a little more on the nut until you get it right, that it doesn't have any play or that it turns easily. So now we're just gonna clean everything to put in the shaft back in. So now we're gonna bring in the shaft. Make sure you clean all the area, and we're gonna be putting some silicone. You can put the gasket, but we rather use silicone. Just put a thin layer. We're also going to put some silicone around this piece right here. So now we're just going to bring it in. You can use a pry bar, just like how we're doing it, so you can lift the shaft a little bit, so you can slide in to the differential gears. So there it went in. It's aligned. All you gotta do is press it in, and there it goes. Now we're just gonna put the 8 nuts with the washers. Make sure you put in the washers first. So to refill the oil, you have this plug right here. It takes an Allen wrench, a 1/4 Allen wrench. So I'm gonna remove so I can check the level. So this is the way we're putting in the new oil. We have the synthetic oil, and we're pumping it into the hub. So we're gonna be putting oil into this side of the differential, and we're gonna put in oil on the other side too, since we did the wheel seals on both sides. So when the oil starts coming out from that hole, you know it's level, or you can put it in your finger and you're gonna see that the oil is gonna be right there, and that's how you know it's level. So make sure that the axle is even on both sides, that it's not tilted, so that way when you see the oil coming out, then you know that the oil has been filled equally on both sides, and that the differential in the middle is filled with oil, and that's how you know that it's full. If you don't have this type of plug, you can also refill it from the side of the differential. So if you're gonna be refilling the oil from this side, it's right here where I have the socket already. You remove this plug and you start filling the oil from there. In order to get the oil into the other side of the hub, you gotta put the oil all the way on the level, and then you gotta lift this side with a jack so that the differential hangs to the other side, to the left side, and the oil goes into the hub that you need to refill. Once you refill that side, you have to check your level again on this side, on the plug, and if the level went down, you have to put some more oil until you get the oil on level, and you get oil on the two sides of the hubs. So before you start moving your truck, make sure you have the differential fully filled with oil on both sides of the hubs and on the differential. This is the way we do the job. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, you might want to take it to a mechanic, because this is very dangerous. If you don't have enough oil on the hubs, the differential or the hub might catch on fire. So just make sure you do the job properly and have enough oil on the whole differential. So thanks for watching.